Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here, myself Chad. Before the video starts, please like, please comment and please subscribe as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. I'm here to take on all the big hitters, Sky Sports News, TNT, the lot of them. Now, there is a monumental, and I don't use that word lightly, monumental occasion in my opinion on Saturday night in a British boxing ring. Now, Fraser Clarke and GBTKV are facing off for the British heavyweight title, which alone is a very prestigious title, which has been held by some absolute former greats. Lennox Lewis, Anthony Joshua, yes, I said it, Tyson Fury, Frank Bruno, and you name them, and if they're any good in the heavyweight division of British, they've probably held it. That, for me, isn't why this is such a big night. What, for me, is making it such a big night is who's broadcasting it, because boxing is back on the BBC, Britain's national broadcaster. It has been off and on. Of course, it is on the BBC during the Olympics and Commonwealth Games, but mainly it is amateur. Professional boxing is back on the BBC, and I think this is absolutely huge. Now, people are critical of Ben Shalom and Boxer, and I am one of those sometimes who thinks that, A, their shows aren't often regular enough. There seems to be a really bizarre strategy when it comes to promoting that I'm not entirely sure what they're doing sometimes. But do you know what? I think this is huge for British boxing, because if they can get more eyes on the sport, and let's face it, we're all been keen to jump down the throat of slating DAZN off, slating Frank Warren off, slating Eddie Hearn off, our British Fight Night's dead. If Ben Shalom can build himself up to some level of respectability where there's fights on national TV, free to air, then I think that is absolutely huge for the sport in this country. And I think we as boxing fans, regardless of your opinion on the BBC, regardless of your opinion on the licence fee, should still be supportive of this. As for the fight itself, I expect Fraser Clarke to fulfil, I don't want to say his destiny, but fulfil something that I think should have happened. I personally think he did beat Fabio Wardley. I was at the fight the first time and I thought he nicked it, but I do also get the argument that you've got to take the belt off the champion. The second time he certainly didn't win it. His jaw was detached from his skull. But I hope for his sake, and I shouldn't say I hope because that sounds biased, but I think he will beat TKV. TKV, of course, was fought for the belt right at the start of the year, if you remember, against David Adelaide in a fight that was utterly bizarre, I think it's fair to say. Adelaide hit GBTKV on the break. Yes, it should have probably been called a no contest, or he probably should have been deducted a point, but TKV wasn't doing a lot in the fight, and Adelaide was winning it. TKV seemed more than content to smother and spoil. For Clarke, if he does win, he gets himself, I think, firmly in the mix in what is a fantastic British division. You've got, obviously, the big boys. You've got Fabio Wardley, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, retired, I guess. You've got those guys who are obviously a level above. But then you've got this real nice mix of domestic heavyweights. You know, we've seen Dave Allen say he probably wants to throw himself back in there. Dave Allen sells tickets. David Adelaide fought Filip Hrgovic. He didn't disgrace himself in that fight. Would he want his old belt back? Hughie Fury, who is having a fight now in Rotterdam, I believe. He's on the comeback. Could he be a fight potentially for Clarke to take on? You know, all these guys, Dillian White as well, would he be willing to come back down to domestic level? I know him and Chisora looks like it's happening, but if he wins that fight, could he get himself back into the domestic mix? It's a massive fight, I think, for Clarke. And I think if he does win, he's firmly back in the picture. Joe Joyce, as well, his former amateur teammate, would be someone who may look at a British title and want to pick that belt up. I'd say the British heavyweight scene is healthier than ever. And for Clarke, I think it's a huge opportunity. There is also the Ben Whittaker comeback, his matchroom debut. Expect that to be very showy. Expect a lot of showmanship from Hearn, from Whittaker, from Frank Smith, from everyone at the BP Pulse Live. He will win this fight, but I don't know what they're going to do with Ben Whittaker next. I really don't, because a lot of the top domestic light heavies are over at Queensberry. Now, we know the Cold War in British boxing is over between Hearn and Frank, but I think there's going to have to be some serious money from Frank Warren to potentially help Ben Whittaker and Eddie Hearn out. So we'll have to wait and see. For me, the likes of Whittaker should be aiming at the likes of Yard and Buatsi now, and Willie Hutchinson. Get him right in the mix with those guys. Don't have him fighting these guys who, A, no disrespect to Gavazzi, no one's really heard of, and B, doesn't really offer a lot in terms of prestige. Everyone just goes, he should have beat him. But we'll have to wait and see. It's a good night of British boxing. It's a good domestic fight night. Obviously, we had the Saudi card last weekend. We had the Ben Eubank card at Tottenham, which was obviously a Riyadh season card. This is proper Boxer and Matchroom. I do pay for the zone, so I feel like I should tune in for it, but I probably will tune into the BBC, follow my own message. As always, guys, I hope you have a great day. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. Have a great day.